You have to say, what it do, M&M crew?
M&M?
Yes, Marigold Magic. Ready? 3, 2, 1. What it do, M&M crew? Good job! Welcome to another video. If you are new here, my name is Faren, and I'm a 6th year, 7th grade math teacher in the state of Florida.
I can pick you up when you're heading down. When it all just sucks, I'll be your Charlie Brown.
It is 5:58, but look at that. Your girl done finished all her circles because I went to the gym at 5:45 a.m. this morning. Yay me. These are my old babies. We went to Disney over the summer.
Tell my babies I love him.
But they're here after school because, well, her mom works here with me. Happy Monday. Let me tell you guys what we did today. So today we set up our interactive notebooks. Let me show you mine. I'm so proud of it. I did all by myself. Hold on. Where's my notebook? All right, so this is my interactive notebook. All of my students are going to get a cover page like this. I have not handed them out yet because my label paper did not come yet. According to Amazon, it's supposed to come today, so we'll see. Maybe my kids will have this tomorrow, maybe not. But they're going to be customized with their first and last name, and it's going to say their math notebook. This will be on my TPT store soon. Give me about a week or so, and I'll try and have all of the products I've been mentioning up in my store because I'm building it right now. And then when you open it, they have a pocket. So their math tools pocket, which only three, because my third period I had told them only 2 kids messed up all day. And then one of my students was like, now 3, Miss Brevett. But only 2 of my kids messed up on this pocket. So I was super proud. I feel like that is a low number for all 130 students I have. And after I explicitly went over the directions for the pocket, I gave them their little math tools label. And in here, I'm going to have like little resources they can pull out to use on 7th grade concepts if they need a reminder. Then they skipped a page and then they glued all of these into their notebooks. So this was already done before I started my lesson because oh, there goes the light again. Listen, y'all, this is what happens when you just standing here doing nothing. Okay. By the way, my coworkers' children went home. If you guys notice, there's no more kids in the background. But so this was their do now today, and they had these 2 papers on their desks when they came in, and I told them cut on the bold black lines because this is a dotted line, and I explained to them dotted lines we fold, bold lines we cut. So I even put a big fat yellow line around everything they were supposed to cut. And it went pretty well. I had maybe about 10 total kids that messed this up, which they cut it straight across, which I just told them to glue it. And still, it'll just be separated, but it's fine because luckily this line went straight into the middle of the page and it didn't cut off any words. But I made these this weekend and I'm super proud of them. I made these from scratch by myself. This is my first official, like, real content item, which will be up again in my TPT store as soon as possible. I'll put the link in the description box once it's available, but you can follow my TPT store or join my email list and I'll be sending out when all my products are available. So what we did, I also have to make answer keys, so that's another reason what's holding me back. Like, I literally made this weekend. But so what they did was they glued this onto this page, and this was the notes we took today. The only class period that got to this side of the page was first period because that is my longest class, like 30 extra minutes compared to my other classes. So what we did was we defined integers, and I asked them if they remembered from Friday, because if you guys remember that we defined it in our do now. Then we talked about 0 pairs, and I compared it to weight. So I was like, let's say on Saturday I weighed 130 pounds. I wish. That's my gold weight, fun fact. And then on Sunday I lost a pound, and then on Monday I gained a pound. What happened to my weight? And they were like, nothing. I was like, exactly, because if I have 2 opposites, when I add them together, it equals 0, therefore giving us a 0 pair. And then I even did it with another number. I was like, let's say I lost 7 pounds, then gained 7 pounds. They were like, nothing again. I was like, exactly, because when we have 2 pairs that add together and equals 0, it's called the 0 pair. So we defined that. I didn't want to write in my notebook yet because it was super cute and I was showing each class period how to set it up, and I didn't want them to have like answers or expect that they needed to write anything yet. So that is why I didn't write in my notebook. But since it's the end of the day and we finished this page, I'll show you guys what we did. So each of them had a supply box and counters at their desks. Oh, fun fact, that garbage can legit. I love that thing. Anyway, off topic. I'll get there eventually. So I gave them all counters. Let me put these back in and I'll show you guys what we did. So I explicitly stated that they wait to open their counters until after I show them an example. I told them not to write mine because they're going to do 3 trials and we're going to test the rules for adding integers. So I gave them instructions. So I was like, step 1, you're going to shake it up. You're going to empty it on your desk and then you're going to lay the counters down. So we did that. Boom, boom. All right, so then I was like, okay, the red counters represent negatives and the white counters represent positives. And then I said, the first step we're going to do is we're going to count our negatives. I should have done positives first. I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter, but I put negatives in my notebook. So we count the negatives first and we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 negatives. So I was like, you're going to copy that into your notebook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then write -8. Boom. So, and then I was like, count the white ones. Those are going to be your positives. So we counted our white ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So positive 12. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then I talked about canceling their 0 pairs. So for every negative, we're going to cross out a positive because if you combine them, they equal 0, just like with our weights. So I said, cross out a negative, cross out a positive. 0.
0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
So that was our first step. And I said, cross them out until you run out of either negatives or positives. So here we ran out of negatives. So I said, okay, how many negatives did we cross out? They counted. They said all of them. And I was like, how many is that? And some of them still had to count and didn't realize that this was all of them. So that's a skill we're going to have to practice a little bit more. But we did -8. And then how many positives did we cross out? If we cross out -8, that means we crossed out 8 because we did an even amount of both. But still, again, some of my students had to count, which is fine for now. But eventually they'll see that if we cross out 8 here and we're crossing out the same amount, that means we crossed out 8 here because there's 0 pairs. We paired them together. And then I said, what is left? Positives or negatives? And they would say positives or negatives depending on the example in the class period because I did this every single period. And I said, okay, positive 4. If it was negative, I told them to write a negative. But they're not writing here. This is just an example. So then I said, okay, what is -8 plus 8? 0. Bring down the 4. And then so that means that -8 plus positive 12 equals what's 0 plus 4? 4. So I had a couple kids who were like, I don't have to do this, miss. I kind of already get it. And I was like, that's the goal. I want you guys to try and figure out the rules before we talk about them. So they did this 3 times. And again, all of my class periods were only able to finish this page. Some of them didn't even finish all of their 0 pairs, which understandable because we also set up all of our notebook stuff. But my first period, we did end up getting to this page except for the definitions. So we did more. As you guys can see here, there's no same signs because when they emptied these, all of them would like, nobody got where all of the signs were the same. So I did these 2 examples. I was like 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus positive 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I went on to say, do we have any 0 pairs here? And they were like, no. And I asked them, how do they know? And they said, because there's no negatives, so we have nothing to cancel. Boom. So I'm pulling out these facts so they can understand the rules for adding, right? So then I did the same thing with the negatives. And then we did these 5 more. And then after all of this, I asked my kids what they noticed. So some of them were, well, this is my first period only. My third period, we didn't really get to this page, but I did ask them what they noticed on this page because they did finish like maybe 5 minutes before the bell rang. So a lot of them were quick to see that depending on what number was bigger was what our answer was. So I was like, okay, keep that in mind because we're going to go over the notes tomorrow. And then when we got here, they were like, all we have to do is add the numbers and it stays the same. So I was like, okay. And I love to see this because I did not give them rules yet. They're gonna copy it here, but I love to see that they are picking up how they do this. And I explained to them, I said, even if you kind of figure it out, I'm gonna always do this with all of my work because I want you guys to know why we are doing what we are doing. So I said, you guys see that we're canceling the zeros. So that's why we subtract. Because another student said that all you have to do is subtract these numbers and you get this number. So I was like, okay. So I was really proud that they were able to see these patterns. We'll see how the rest of my class periods do tomorrow. My third period also saw these patterns. So I was super proud. And I can't wait to continue tomorrow because I didn't write them out. The only ones that wrote out the rules were first period. So the rules, which we'll talk about more tomorrow, was yes, we add the absolute values, and then I asked them if they knew what the absolute value was, and we went over the definition, but just the absolute value one because we didn't get to additive inverse, which I'll explain is kind of like the same thing as a zero pair, just one of them basically. But I'll talk about this more tomorrow when I do it with the rest of my classes. But that is what we did. And I have keep the sign. So add the absolute values, keep the sign, which they kind of figured out on their own by doing these two examples. And then I told them my trick that same signs we find the sum, S and S, and different signs we find the difference, D and D, which just means you subtract. So different signs, one's negative, one's positive, we subtract. And then we keep the sign of the bigger number because essentially the smaller number will get eaten by the bigger number anyway with our zero pairs. So this was a really good, this is my first year trying this. I found a similar activity to this over on Pinterest somewhere, but I also combined it kind of with how iReady sets up the lesson. The iReady Mastery kind of has it set up like this when they answer the question. So I want to make sure that when they do their iReady Mastery check, they understand why they do this. So that is all we did today. Don't mind me. I know I look a hot mess today, like y'all. This past week was a struggle and I have not had the time or energy to wash my hair yet, so it's just been in a bun. Hot mess. Like the back of the bun, it's a hot mess. Like we're a hot mess today, but that's okay because the kids did amazing and I'm super excited about how it went. Like I have tried interactive notebooks in the past and they've just been a hot mess, but this year so far it's only day one. Because I was so like intentional with my instruction and because I prepared a lot over the summer, like my interactive notebook stuff, like my ideas and what I want to do, it went really well. And I had on their desks, each of them had a trash can. So that one, they're not getting up, throwing trash everywhere, and two, there's not trash everywhere on the floor. So that went really well because before they were allowed to leave, I said, whoever has the cleanest table gets to leave first because they already know the bell does not dismiss them. I do. So they got that down. And the whole doorbell thing is doing really well. Oh, I couldn't find my doorbell. So because like when they would get rowdy and when I would want to move to the next page, I would just... and they would look up at me and I would say, okay, if you're not done cutting, that's okay. We're going to have a little bit of time later. Let's move on to the next page. And some of them still do not glue in page 2 because they were either perfectionists with cutting or like some of my scissors are very small. I got 24-cent scissors, but they're like the baby kind. So some of them were having trouble cutting. So I just traded out some of my bigger ones for the little ones, but I only had 7 big ones. So I was like, these big ones are expensive, y'all. So y'all can either wait and share or wait till Ms. Brevett get money to get a class set. You feel me? So they were doing that. So I was like, if you did not finish gluing in page 2, just put it in your pocket. Save it for a rainy day. First of all, I asked my first period today if they've ever seen Princess Diaries, and they told me no. Because y'all know that song from Put It in Your Pocket, Save It For. I don't know if it's literally from Princess Diaries, but they sing it in Princess Diaries. So I was so shook. I'm like, I am old for real. Yeah, so that was everything, and I'll see you guys mañana. Hey y'all, hey, happy Tuesday. It is 5:10 and your girl literally just left to get food because I plan to stay here for maybe an hour or two to put stuff up on my wall and to catch up on grading and stuff. I clearly have no life. Just kidding. I'm just trying to like create organization systems and like establish and finish things in these next week and a half, so that after that I can leave at a normal 4:30, 4 o'clock time, and I'm not here all day. So I'm putting in the work now so that it's easy the rest of the year. You feel me? So I don't plan to stay at work every day this late. I promise. Okay? If I do and y'all catch me, please call me out, because no, that's a no. That's a definite no. And oh, for me. All right? But I just went to Subway and I saw one of my old students there. Like, it's them being old enough to have a job for me. Like, I'm old officially. All right? It's official, because I taught her in 7th grade and now she's a whole junior working at Subway. I said, girl, get out of here. But today was a pretty good day. You know, we're on a roll. Keep it trucking, y'all. Like, my kids is A1. I love them. Today we continued our notes. We had fire drill, so our school split our fire drills in half. First period, the top floors went. Yeah. And then second period, the bottom floors went, and tomorrow we're gonna switch. So we're just practicing our drills. So we literally have a drill every day until next Tuesday. But my kids were great. They lined up perfectly. We had a great fire drill today, and I think almost everyone did, because our administrator came on and was like, I'd like to commend all of the teachers and their students for having a great lines and just being successful. Basically, oh, this whole bug in here. Yeah, you better move. This my sub. So today we continued our notes. We continued page 2, and we did the adding integers, and I showed them. I didn't show them my notebook again because I don't know. I'm afraid to write in there because it's so pretty. But we went straight into here and we talked about same signs and what they noticed. And I love, like, this is my first time having them like explore counters and kind of figure out the rules on their own, like, so explicitly. And they're literally coming up with the rules on their own, and I'm super proud of them. I'm like, yeah, good job. Like, when I be like the extra hype man, like when they get it right, I'm like, okay. So they figured out the rules for these two. And then we revisited the different signs, because we did do that yesterday with the counters. So we did it again here, and they noticed again. I was like, so why is this one negative? Why is this one positive? And they were looking at it and they're like, because we canceled. And I said, okay, when we canceled, what was left over? And they were like, the negative or the positive? And I was like, why? And they're like, oh, because it's the bigger number. I'm like, okay, boom. So we came up with the rules for that. And then as we did the first ones, we wrote the rules here. And as we did the last ones, we wrote the rules here. And I talked about absolute value, because the real rule for adding is to add or subtract their absolute values. And then in parentheses, I put magnitude, so they know it's just like the value of the number. And we talked about distance and how you don't say, like, I'm going to travel negative 17 miles to Miami. No, you say, I'm going to travel 17 miles south to Miami. And we talked about how absolute value is always positive, but we know which direction we're going based on what they tell us. So to the left is negative, to the right is positive. And I was able to get to that page with my first period only. So we did this, and we talked about how when adding a positive, you move to the right, and when adding a negative, you move to the left. So again, the units and the distance is positive, just left or right tells us whether it's negative or not. And then after we went over that, I had my kids like kind of pack up, and we did whiteboard questions, which, y'all, my kids caught on so fast. Like, they even did like 3 integers and 4 integer problems. And I was like, okay. So my kids were like, can we get harder ones? Can we get harder ones? I was like, not y'all out here wanting to learn and challenge yourself. What? But let me show you guys what we did. So they have their whiteboards on their desk, and they have expos in their supply bin. So each question, there was 3 levels. There's 2, then 3 integers, then 4 integers, and each level has 10 questions. So as we would move from question to question, they would lose 5 seconds to answer the question. They would write it, and then they would all show me their boards. It was great because all of them showed me their boards, and I could see quickly what they got right and what they got wrong. And towards the end, everyone was getting the correct answer. So some people put 12 here, some people put 8. If they put 12, I wouldn't call them out. I would just say, are signs the same or different? And then they would say different. And I'm like, what do we do when they're different? And the kids who got it right would say subtract. So I would say, remember, different, difference. And then I said, what's 10 minus 2? 8. And how do we know it's positive? Because the 10 is bigger. And then we would go through the different questions like that. And then every question, oh, here's round 2. Every question they would lose 5 seconds. So the last question they got 10 seconds to do this, and they were pretty good. I was like, all right, y'all. Then they got to 3 integers. I talked about how you use the associative property. No, the commutative property. My bad. We use the commutative property to change around our integers, and we can combine the positive ones, then combine the negative ones, and then use our integer rules that we learned. So I said, what's our positive numbers? 6 and 2, so 8 plus negative 12, and then they were able to easily see that that is negative 4. Because when I showed them the 3 integers, they were like, I said, what do you guys think it is? And they were, some, like maybe 2 or 3 students each class got negative 4 instantly. So then after I explained that, they were quick with getting the rest of them. So they combined their positives, they bring down their negatives, and they were able to do this nice and easy. Then the next level, which I did not get to with any class period, so we'll finish it tomorrow, was 4 integers. So yeah, that's what we did today. So for tomorrow, my plan is to finish this and then to dive in to, I'm not 100% sure yet what I want to do, because I want us to follow the grit cycle. So tomorrow I want to do R, because today was the G, get ready for, or no, sorry, I'm mixing up my things. G was get started with guidance. And tomorrow is supposed to be reiterate with reinforcements, and we're supposed to do I ready, but I'm still losing and adding kids, and I want to be able to give them their computers with their numbers already assigned. But since my kids are all over the place, I don't want to assign numbers yet. So I might wait till next week to do iReady, because I'm explicitly going through an iReady lesson with them. So we're going from the beginning to the end, and I'm showing them how I want them to take notes, because I have templates for every note, like every iReady lesson that I will be assigning. So we're going to talk about that. So I haven't decided yet. I'll probably wait until next week. And if I do, then tomorrow we'll get into integer war, which I'll explain tomorrow, because I don't even know. Whichever one we do, I'll show y'all tomorrow, but I'll explicitly explain what we do. So that's all we did today. Today was a great day, like I said. I did actually have to take one student's phone away today. I ain't playing. I am establishing my procedures, my rules, and following my consequences. Like I said, all right, that's your second warning, phone jail. And he gave me his phone, and I put it in the phone jail. Which is not even completely ready yet. I just have my little bucket. The tragedy. But I want to put, I don't know if y'all can see the painter's tape. It's right there, that little black. Nope. Yeah, there it is. I'm going to put painter's tape on it to make it look like an actual jail cell. It's been on my to-do list. But I didn't think anybody would get their phone taken away so fast. But I got to be quick with it, because these kids can't keep their phones out of their hands, bro. I told them last week, I said, I know you have been like virtual for over a year, and you've been with your phone right beside you. So this week I will give you more than just the one warning, but starting Monday, I ain't playing. We're going straight to the one warning this, second warning this. And so I've been sticking to it. It's the consistency for me. But yeah, so I'm about to like grade a couple papers, and then I'm gonna put my word wall up, just the title, because our school wants us to be like intentional with our vocabulary, and we have a training on how to do this. So I'm gonna wait until I get the training before I make my cute little word wall, and I have to take it down. So that's what we're gonna do today. I might get to the window. I don't know yet. It depends on how I feel and if I want to go home or stay. But right now I feel good because I ate. I'm good. I don't have no headache. We good. So let's put my word wall up.
You look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different, still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my moments, doesn't mean I don't need you. I fell in love with your colors, they kinda tell me what I'm thinking. I fell in love with the way we are and the way we lose it. There's something different about us, and the reason why we stay.
This is not going as I had hoped and or planned for it to go. These symbols are way bigger than what I thought they were. Way bigger. Like, I could have sworn I would have had enough space for them to go in that little section at the top of my bulletin board, but they are literally huge. So I don't know what I'm about to do now. I'm about to quit and go home. Seriously, but JK, they're huge. They're literally huge. Like, look. And first of all, I put it way too close to subtraction, and I don't like it. So I don't know what to do in my life. I don't know whether to move those coming down here or move it in a whole nother place, but where? Because I mean, over there would be the only place that it could fit besides right there. So, or I can just print them smaller, but then that's a waste of a whole bunch of green paper I done already printed. And I also have to spray mat it because I can't see nothing. Like, the glare is insane. Those ones are matted, so they look nice and cute. I'm obsessed with these multiplication symbols. But that's a no for me. There's supposed to be 4 words below addition and 4 words above addition, but I clearly could not fit it. So I'm thinking I have them come down right here and then just put or. Should I put them on the board? Or I don't know what to do in my life, y'all. What should I do? The drama. All right, y'all. I quit. That discouraged me, and I'm about to. Where you going? But yeah, that is all I'm gonna do today, guys. I'm gonna go home because it's 6:10, which will be the earliest I've gone home since last week. This is part of the reason why I like to have my room finished before the first day of school, because once the first day of school starts, I'm like, bro, I don't feel like doing any of this anymore. Like, there's no time. Because by the time I'm ready to go home, I'm exhausted. And then for me to stay here longer just exhausts me. And then I quit. Like, if it messes, I'm so close. If it messes up like that, I just quit. Like, okay, so tomorrow, I promise to myself and to y'all that I will finish something. The life of a teacher is exhausting, y'all. But all right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, y'all. Happy Wednesday. I'm finally here early enough to talk to you guys in the morning. But I have 2 Amazon packages to show you guys. Let's unpackage them to see what they are. And I'm gonna finish putting up my hand signals. I'm gonna try and get as much incompleted projects done this morning. Last night, you guys saw I stayed and tried to do my math signs, and they're so large. But when I got home at like 7:15. Literally went to bed by 7:30. Your girl was exhausted. Oh, yay! I got my Velcro thangs. I'm gonna use these to, I should be posting on Twitter more. I feel like all of the district people see that stuff. Oh, it's like a nice little rolly thing. I'm going to use these for my class jobs and also for my seating chart. So I'm going to, I think that's what's in this one. I should have my trash can closer to me. But I got an assorted pack of Astro Bright paper because I'm going to be making my seating charts depending on, like, each color is going to be something different. So, like, gifted, ESC, ELL, all those different things are going to be different colors. So I'm excited. This is the first time I'm going to do it. So, like, this idea came to me the other night when I was sleeping in my bed. Well, I wasn't sleeping yet, but you know that period when you're thinking and you're trying to sleep and then you can't fall asleep. So I have to take my sleeping pills. Literally, if I don't take my sleeping pills, my mind can go on forever and I don't go to sleep until like 4 a.m. All right. Like, I can be physically exhausted, but my mind's, someone need to tell my mind to just shut up because, all right, so I got more laminating paper. Let me tell y'all something. Laminating paper was literally sold out everywhere. Last week, I went to Walmart. I went to Target. I went to Office Depot. I went everywhere. And it was sold out everywhere. There was one place where it was like $30, and I was like, oh heck nah. When it was like $18 on Amazon. But I think this one was more expensive because I got the 5 ml. I don't know. I'll link everything I got in the description box below. And then I got my assorted Astro Bright paper. And then I think I got one more thing. Yes, what is this? Oh, these are my labels. So I showed you guys the cover of my interactive notebook. If not, oh, there it is. I'm going to create labels for all of my kids, and they're going to be put on this sticker paper, so that way I can just print out the stickers. They can just stick it on there instead of like have glue, because glue sticks. I don't know how to explain that, but like it dries and things fall out, but it's the cheapest thing I can afford. Like I don't like wet glue because I don't like it because it's wet and then it takes forever for them to dry, and then tape is just too expensive, so I'm like, whatever, it'll be in there long enough for the year, and then after that, if you keep it and they fall out, either glue it back or just throw the whole notebook away. But yeah, so it's sticker paper. I'm gonna print the labels on there, and it's paper so they can still color. And then like 4 days ago, I got another package. So I got these 6-piece petal highlighters. I completely forgot whose store this was, but I'll link it below, and I'll definitely shout it out when I talk more in depth about what these are. So this is basically, she has levels of understanding, and there's a rubric. So I have this right here from IKEA. So I'm going to put their table numbers on the front, and then on the back I'm going to put the rubric for what these different colors mean for level of understanding. So every time they do an assignment, they can highlight their name, the color in which their level was. I'll link the TPT resource in the description box if you want to check that out, but I'm going to definitely go more in depth when I talk about like my data and student understanding. And then I think I got one more thing in this. Oh yeah, I got another thing of Astro Bright paper, but teal, because this is my school colors. This teal, that's the color of the doors and everything. I mean, it's cute, but not for my classroom. But this is what I'm gonna make my kids' passports out of, as well as like all my cheerleading documents, because I am the cheer coach and cheer starts in a week and a half. So yeah, that's everything I got on Amazon. Still trying to organize my life, because if y'all been here for over a year, you seen my classroom clean up like a year and a half ago. I'll link it in the description box if you missed it, where I purged my entire class. And I am trying to organize my life. I have not been an organized teacher this entire time. I've recently been like intentionally organized. That makes sense. So I'm like, my supplies are organized, everything is slowly getting together, and I just need more drawer space, and I'm just lazy, y'all. Like, I have 2 of these carts, but I haven't put the other one together. Like, literally, I have a rainbow one, which I'm going to keep my Astro Bright paper in. And first of all, I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep it because, you know, it's rainbow and doesn't really go with my room. But I still use rainbow things, like, to differentiate my classes. So it's like, whatever, I'll keep it, and I'll put the Astro Brights in there, and I'll use the extra drawers for whatever I need. And then, so before I had decided to keep it, I just took out this one is for my rainbow cart, and then I just opened up the box with the new one, and I took the clear boxes out and put them in here, and I didn't even finish. Look, pure laziness. I never finish anything I start. It's my problem. That's why I never lose weight, because I have not been consistent, but your girl been consistent, and I've lost almost 10 pounds. When I started this challenge, I was 198, and I weighed myself this morning, and I'm 188.6. So I lost 9.4 pounds. Yay me. Just wait till I'm nice and skinny. I'm gonna be cute. So yeah, I'll talk about what we did after school, and I'm about to set up my hand signals, so let's get that together.
You've told me more than once to show you my intention. My brain gets blocked at times, but now somehow I'll give you my attention. You've got to know that I ain't a person who understands all the clockwork of our romance. You make me feel so alive, always there in my mind. But I just don't know if I'll dance with the lights on, if you're gonna be moving on solo. Wait a second, cause they're playing the best song. I'll be there if you reach out.
Y'all, that literally took forever. Like, this vinyl is removable, so it's extremely hard to keep on. The permanent vinyl was much easier to put up there, but they're finally up. So cute. Y'all probably noticed that my outfit changed between the beginning of them and the end. That's because I put the footage from when I started last week and then just finished today. So I'll see you guys after school and I'll let you guys know what we do later. Bye. Hey y'all, so it is after school. It is 4:52 and look, I closed my rings again. Can y'all see that?
That's literally me. What lamp?
I got my visitors in my costume again because they got no other place to go, clearly. I'm just kidding. I love y'all on my heart. I literally just finished calling a couple of parents and I get so nervous, guys, when I have to call home. Like, I've been teaching 6 years and I still get nervous. So I came with my coworker came over here and we called kids that we have in common and she started off the conversation and then I kind of like ended it. Every time I have to call a parent, I get like pain in my stomach. I hate calling home. I don't know. I don't answer my friends. I don't answer no phone call. Okay. I don't answer no phone call. Every time I have to talk on the phone, I get anxiety. I have what's called phone anxiety. Okay. So it's a real thing. It's like when someone's calling and you don't know what they're calling about. So you get anxiety and you don't answer. And then you missed it. So the next time they call, you're like, oh, dang, I missed their last call. They're going to be mad at me and you don't answer again. That's literally, where you guys going? So I literally don't, like, I have really bad phone anxiety, y'all. So to call parents is so hard. But that's why I think it's even more important to establish the positive relationship at the beginning and introduce yourself, because that way when you have to call them again for something more negative, it's like they already know who you are and you can just get straight to the point a little bit more, like, you know. So that's my goal, is to call all of my kids parents before open house. So open house is September 9th. That means I have like 2 weeks to call everyone. 2 weeks from tomorrow. So that is what we just did, and I'm probably gonna go home early because I don't have a lot to do today, but I'll just show you guys what we did today. So today we played Integer War. I don't know if I told you guys this morning, because I know we talked this morning. But what Integer War is, oh, I can have you guys sample my Integer Wars because you guys can be on my channel. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys what Integer War is through Annalise and Victoria, because they're camera approved. They're allowed to be on video. Literally, I'm like, I gotta put all the proof in there so I ain't got no lawsuits, because people be out here just calling shots like, oh, why is this teacher doing this with these kids, and they don't know the real tea. Okay, that happened to me last year, y'all. I was TikToking in my class with them was it after school or during lunch? I don't know. It was basically not during teaching time. And another student's parent who was failing my class called me out and was like, why is this teacher TikToking and not teaching my child? What? No. The question is, why is your child failing? How hard was it to fail my class last year, y'all? You had to like purposely be trying to fail my class. What did you get fourth quarter?
A.
What kind of A?
113.
What kind of A you got?
I think I got 103.
Because literally the last quarter I made everything extra credit because I knew some kids were struggling because, you know, last year sucked. So I was trying to make it so that kids cannot fail, and I still had kids failing. I think I had 3 kids fail. But I'm like, how you gonna call out me? And I'm not even actually TikToking during class. It was no students was in my classroom except for them. Exactly. So anyway, it's okay. I'm over it, clearly. But clearly I'm not, because I know, because now I can't TikTok on campus, but it's whatever. What was I gonna say? So yeah, so I can't, all my TikToks now have to be outside of my classroom because, you know, it makes sense because we never know what people are going to assume, because some parents might think that I'm TikToking while their students are sitting right in front of me, which is never the case. Hot mess, but it's okay, whatever. None of my kids stay back. They all went to the 8th grade anyway, so it's whatever. Sometimes we'll get parents like that. So y'all just gotta be careful out here in these streets, okay? That's low key why I be showing y'all the time, so y'all know it's 4:58:03. School ends at 4 o'clock, y'all. Okay, what y'all doing? I'm about to show you guys what we did today. We played Integer War, which was so fun. I kind of introduced it to them a little bit last year, but this year I made an official document. So basically, how integer award works. I'm gonna flip the camera around. Oh no, my battery's gonna die. All right, y'all. So my camera died, so I'm about to record with my phone, but let me explain to you guys what integer award is. I'm gonna explain to you guys while I explain to them, because they are not in my class. They're 8th graders this year. They were my students last year, but they're here after school. 503. Here's the key. So they have their number key, because a lot of my kids don't know. First of all, they don't even know what a jack is. They get confused with the different suits. So their positive numbers are spades and their clubs, and the negative numbers are the diamonds and the hearts. So I basically just tell them that the reds are negative, the blacks are positive. Y'all got that? Reds, negatives, blacks, positives.
I'm gonna have to color that.
A couple of my kids did color it, so here you can color it. Look at this. This is called differentiated instruction. Do you need to color? Oh, look, you see, she could just write it. Look at this differentiated instruction right here. I don't even know if that's differentiated instruction. It's like learning styles. You want to color it, or you want to just write it?
I'll do both.
All right, so the ace is 1 point, the jack is 11, the queen is 12, and the king is 13. So first thing you guys do is you guys deal the deck. All right, so now that the deck is split in half, what they're going to do is you're going to flip 2 cards at a time. So now we're going to write our integers out. So what is this? Positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive what?
Oh, 11.
Right, so the first add-in is positive 11, and our second add-in is good. You over here, what do you have?
I have, that's one.
Right, so is that positive or negative?
Positive.
So positive 8
That was like the right.
in the first one, positive 8. And then what is this, positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive what?
Oh no, that's negative. 13. No, it's negative. I mean.
Oh, you switch this.
Yeah.
It's red is, so this is positive what?
13. Positive 13.
Right, so plus 13. Put a plus, there you go. All right, so now that she has her add-in, she's gonna use integer rules to add them. Same signs, find the sum. What's positive 8 plus positive 13?
21.
Good. So right, positive 21. Over here we have positive 11 plus negative 2. Good. Different signs, we find the difference. So she has a positive 9 here. So now, in order to figure out who wins this round, they have to figure out who has the greater absolute value. So you have positive 9, you have positive 21. Who has the greater absolute value?
Victoria.
Right. So she takes this and you, boom.
Ooh.
Next round, flip 2 more cards.
Really? One?
So now write them out. You keep getting positives. So who has a greater absolute value?
Victoria.
Yep. You about to lose in Emily's. And then they keep doing that until they're done with their rows. And then once they're done, so they're going to, once they finish all 15 rows, their next step is going to be to add this column, because then that tests their skills with more than 2 digits. And some classes I didn't have them do this today because I didn't fully explain that. Some classes were a little faster yesterday, so I did explain it and they were able to do this. So that is integer war. That is what we did today. Fun. Happy Friday, y'all. It is finally the end of our full week and I am exhausted. I literally went home last night and fell asleep by 7. I slept 12 hours. It is 4:11 and I got the same kids in my class again. They can't leave me alone. Dun, 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 dun. Y'all know that song? Dun, 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 let me out. Dun, dun, let me alone. But yeah, so today, I don't think I came on the camera yesterday. I think my computer, did I come on the camera? No, I left. I took my picture and left. Yeah, so we didn't, I didn't talk to y'all yesterday. But look at my picture, y'all. I was so cute. All right, so what we did today was my kids had a quiz, which I think it was super easy. And we're let's see what you got.
100 out of 100. That's what I got.
100 out of 100? It's the confidence for me. I don't know where the heck I put it. Y'all, my life is a hot mess. Literally, I walked in this morning and my classroom was clean. So yesterday, I was so tired. I literally left my room a hot mess. I didn't even care. But Miss Ambrose, ADP Design and Print, my dog, she also works here. But she needed to use my Cricut. So she came into my classroom to use it after I left. And when I came into school this morning, my classroom was cleaned beautifully. All my papers were organized, and I was like, get y'all friend like Ambrose, y'all. She is the real MVP. But anyway, my kids, so I didn't really have to do much this morning because we did have a meeting. So I just had to make the copies of the quiz, and they did so good. There was 18 questions, and I had a bonus question, which is actually on the board right here. Boom. So the most they can get was 21 out of 18 because I made the bonus question 3 points. And my class average was like 17.5, which I think was really good. I'm just guesstimating. I already graded first period, and their class average was 18. So the lowest score was 14 and the highest was 21. So I think that's a good little rangy range. I was slowly trying to grade them as they were turning them in, but
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 out of 18.
I see how it is.
good job. You subtracted here, but -2 plus +1. You found the difference, but you made it positive instead of negative.
Oh.
I already know about my son. So my son, y'all, he was friends with this like group of kids last year, and this year one of them got in trouble. And I asked him, I said, what did he do? And he was like, I don't know. I'm not trying to hang out with them because I'm not trying to get in trouble this year. It's the growth for me. We had a meeting this morning to talking about like the district's policies for Corona and like COVID and people quarantining and stuff. So we now have in our attendance a queue for kids who are quarantining. So if a student comes to school and they test and they were positive, the teachers are responsible for naming close contacts, and then they have to go home, wait 5 days to get tested, etc. And then they'll get a queue in their name, like a queue for their attendance code. And today in our meeting, we found out that we have to create, we have to have audio in all of our classes if our kids are quarantining, and we have to put together a whole Canvas course, but not like whole, not like last year, but just have everything we do every day in Canvas. So that's a whole nother thing I have to do. I feel like our school has been pretty good with Corona because masks are mandated. We have to wear masks. Like, they have to be on the whole time we're in class with our kids. The only time we don't wear them is when we're eating. Most of the kids are pretty good with keeping their masks on. I can definitely tell the kids who were here last year, like when we were split hybrid and virtual, because the kids who are there, this is their first time on campus, they literally, this is how they talk to me. They go like this. Miss Brevett, like they think I can't hear them with a mask. So they be like, what is, like, I'm like, I always have to tell them, I can hear y'all. Ooh, the struggle. What was I saying?
Oh my gosh. Short-term memory loss?
Oh, yeah. So I can definitely tell the kids who were here last year versus the kids who were not, because the kids who were here last year know how to wear their masks and how the fact that we can hear them with their mask on. Like, some of them even take their mask off to hear me. I'm like, y'all see people do that? Like, they be like, what you say? I'm like, what does your mask being on your face have anything to do with what you're hearing me say? I'd be so shook. But a lot of them, not a lot of them, maybe like 3 or 4 of my kids, their masks like fall all the time, and I have to constantly remind them. I just ordered kid-size masks so that I can have them in the classroom for that specific case. And yeah, that's all we did today. Yesterday, we played a Kahoots. Not gonna lie, yesterday, guys, I was so tired. I came into work and did not want to do nothing. So I was like, Kahoot it is, because Kahoots are easy. And I was just like, we're gonna review for our quiz tomorrow. It was easy. And the top 3 winners, I bought them snacks. So I went to Walgreens this morning and like just got like 15 snacks for 5 for each class. So, but that's basically it. Today was pretty chill. I had a headache all day until like 5th period. And I finally took something and my headache went away. Look at how cute some of these Crocs are, y'all. It say Marvel. But dog drew a whole Marvel symbol. Your mama is here. Oh, she said she ready to go? This early.
Yo.
You ready? You ready to leave already?
Girl, yes, I'm tired.
Oh, my dog early. She freeing me from these children. Say hello to the vlog. You and your daughter are exactly the same.
Who gave you a tacky?
Me? You want one?
No.
Have a good day.
That's my jacket.
That's my jacket. I was about to rob her.
Isn't it cute? Let me wear it for the vlog. The last thing they did today was get their homework because I assign homework every Friday and if we turn it on Thursdays. So it's these 2 standards.
You get homework?
But you don't get homework.
No.
You liars.
I don't get homework.
I love that jacket.
Where'd you go? What, Nickelodeon.com or something?
No, I got it at, oh, what's that shoe store? It's Jimmy John's.
What?
Jimmy. What's it called?
Jimmy John's, yeah.
No, Jimmy John's is the.
No,
is
that's a
the sub.
sandwich place.
Jimmy Jazz. Jimmy Jazz. I got it from Jimmy
You
Jazz.
guys have
Y'all like my jacket?
dividers that have
Ooh.
folders in it?
Ooh. So yesterday I did not come on here, but always it was a Kahoot.
Oh.
Yesterday I was so tired. I slept 12 hours last night. I went to sleep at 7 and I woke up this morning at 7.
I wish.
Now I'm wide awake, y'all. Wide awake. Wide awake.
Oh.
Oh yeah, yesterday I forgot. Yesterday I presented to the new teachers about how to create positive relationships with your students. How did I do?
You did good.
I was so nervous. Yesterday was the one day I showed up to work on time, but late to me. Like I got here exactly at 8:35. And every other morning I've gotten here at least by 8 o'clock, 8:15. And it was the day I had to present at 8:35. And I was so stressed on being late that I felt like the whole time I was talking to them, I was like mad at myself. But I had a whole flyer and everything. Let me show y'all. So this is the
What size is that, Brevett?
Medium.
How you know? It's probably large.
Oh, yeah.
It's a medium?
Yeah.
Oh, look at Isaiah's quiz.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm the smartest man in the world.
No, you forgot the negative sign.
Yeah.
And what else?
Chaos all the time in this room. Anyway, let me just finish telling you guys about my meeting yesterday morning. Let me cover the school name. All right, so let me turn the camera so y'all can see what I presented. I was so proud of myself. This is my first real presentation, y'all, to people. There was only 7 teachers there, but you know, whatever. So it was creating positive relationships. The first tip I gave them was to learn their names as soon as possible, which I can proudly say I know all my students' names. And then I gave them lines to write notes because I gave them tips on what they can do. Like one game I haven't done it in a while because, you know, COVID, and I'm not trying to have them all over the place. But usually what I'll do is like I'll practice their names based on my seating chart, and then I'll turn around because they're all like, oh, you only know my name because it's where I sit. So I'll turn around and I'll have them all like move around in different places, and then I'll practice their names again. So I gave them that idea. I said because of Corona, I don't want y'all all over the place. I also told them the importance of a seating chart. Like that's why you should have one at least. Well, not only to like show your kids that you have like procedures from the first day, but also so you can learn their names faster. My seats are in rows because today they had a quiz. And then I told them that on Monday my seats will be back to normal, but you will have new assigned seats because I know everybody's name. So I don't know how I'm going to assign their seats. Again, usually I'll do it based on the iReady diagnostic, but I'm not giving them the diagnostic for 2 more weeks, so we'll see. The second tip I said was to make positive parent contact early, and I even gave them a whole script. I talk about the importance of positive parent contact because not only should you be building the relationship with the child, but also with the parent, and that also helps if you ever have problems on the line to be able to reach out and not feel like I'm only calling this parent or like this is the first time this parent has heard from me and it's a negative thing. And the great thing about this is a lot of the parents will be like, listen, if you have any problems, please feel free to reach out. Like I called 10 parents. I'm trying to call 10 parents a day. And every time I have at least 70% of them say, please, if so-and-so is doing something, let me know. You know, I was about to call you first yesterday, like on Wednesday, because I get anxious. So I get anxious when I have to call parents, like so nervous. I hate calling parents, y'all.
You were going to go to practice?
Yeah, but it was Wednesday, so we were aftercare. But Youngblood was with me, so we started calling kids that we have in common, and she would talk first, and then I would end it. So I think that's a good tip. So if you're nervous, right? So if you're nervous about calling home, this is what she would do. She's like, hi, this is Miss Youngblood, you're so-and-so's science teacher, and I have Miss Brevett here with me, so-and-so's math teacher, and we were just calling to introduce ourselves and let you know if you need to reach out to us, here's how. And then she would tap my shoulder, and I would say, and open houses on September 7th. I hate calling parents, y'all. So now I'm starting to like fizzle out of being completely nervous, and I always need a script. Like your girl, y'all see me on this channel jumbling over my words. I need a script so I know exactly what to say. And if you need someone to practice with you, I think that's fine. Like we literally looked over all the kids we have in common, and I said, we're going to call all of these kids until I'm comfortable. And then after she left, I started to call parents on my own. So I was super proud of myself. And I told the new teachers that. I'm like, don't let me lie to y'all. I don't like doing this, but I feel like it's necessary, so I do it. And then the last thing we talked about was celebrating your students, and I showed them I didn't show them. I had planned to show them my birthday balloons. I think I showed y'all already. I talked about my sign that says, doing your thing. Mr. Brevett wants to be there. I don't know if I showed you guys this. I think I showed it in one of the classroom setups, but I'll show it now. No one has signed up for anything yet, but it says doing your thing. Mr. Brevett wants to be there. Name, what, when, and where. You can show up for like 20 minutes and they'll be so happy that you came. And then to also celebrate, like, if you know the school soccer team played yesterday and you know we won, if you know your student is on the team, celebrate them when they come in, like, you know, the small things. So that is what I talked about. And at the very bottom, I said, please feel free to contact me if you have any questions. My room number is, and I let them know that they can reach out to me at any time. So I think it was super short. I was nervous. Do you think it was too short? You think it was good?
I think it was good.
Okay. Miss Ambrose was telling me, like, these people want, they're new teachers, so they want to get in their classroom as soon as possible. So the shorter you make it, they'll love you more. So yeah, that is this week. It was our first full week and it was extremely exhausting. What are you going to buy?
I'm going April. Well, those are the plans.
I want to go. Can I come with you?
You can go with me.
Mommy. Oh, we're still getting ice cream out of school.
Yeah. You're gonna have to learn Espanol.
If I hang out with y'all, I'm going to learn fast. Yeah, they all speak Spanish up in this room, and I just be like, hola. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. This was our first full week of school. It was exhausting, but it was great. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe so you can become part of the M&M crew. But most importantly, don't forget to spread some marigold magic. I love you guys so much.